Hey there, it's Jimmy again. Here we are in the junkyard and we have a big boy in front of us today. But first, if you like what you've been seeing, please do hit subscribe and like. Leave comments and I will answer them, or other people will, hopefully. Turn on notifications and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. So what do we have here today? It is a 1985 Mercedes-Benz 500 SEL. This is pretty much as big as it got back in 85 for Mercedes. This is the W126 series. And I believe this is a European market example that was brought over here, but I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of hard to tell. But I'll explain to you what's going on with it. That makes it different from the US ones for sure. And I'm sure there's a million other things that I am not aware of that you guys can point out as we see them. So please feel free to do that. And let's check this thing out. It's a pretty silver blue color. Like I said, it's an SEL. The L denotes the extra length from the wheelbase, which is mostly seen in the rear compartment. And obviously the door is elongated versus the SE model, which is the non-long one, which we never got in the 500 form, but we got it in 300 form, or I believe in diesel. But this is a 5-liter gasser. So let's take a look. Let's start at the front. You know, the W126 was a long-running vehicle, available for quite a long time. This is the updated model, which got the side, well, no, they always have the side cladding, but over here we got the 380, I think, is the top model in the early years, and then eventually we got the 500 and it became the 560, if I'm not mistaken. So this one's in pretty good shape. It's got some damage to the front, which may be what brought it here in the end. A little fender bender could easily finish off a W126. So let's take a look. You know, the biggest thing that you realize right off the bat is these are European headlights. They're the E-code E1s, with a solid, or the single face front. And also this has the European bumpers, front and rear. They're a lot slimmer in profile, don't stick out as far, and just look different from the normal large things that we used to get over here in the US. People obviously in the US do replace their US spec headlights with European ones, but it's not that often that you see people replace the bumpers, although it does happen on occasion. So let's take a look. This one's got a little damage to the front grille, and the star is gone, unfortunately. The damage here is unfortunate, but that happens. I like the counterweighted opening spring mechanism there that just stays open, which is really nice. This one's missing. Oh, it's not really missing it. Here is the air cleaner that came with this car. So usually you see them with the air cleaner in there. Do you have the right way? Yeah, I think that's the right way. So that pops up there. You've got the cover on top, which hides the entire engine. So this one, someone took that off for us, which lets us see inside. And my goodness, there's a lot of wiring, fuel lines, all kinds of stuff going on there. And then that's the intake where the air actually goes in. So it's kind of interesting to see underneath the air filter for a change. But yeah, this is a pretty big engine, kind of crammed in here. I believe it's a 5-liter, or at least a 4.9, high in the 4,900 cc range. Pretty powerful, usually, well, always backed up with an automatic. And let's take a look at this. This is a Mercedes-Benz radiator by Bayer that someone tried to take out. I'm not sure if that's an original piece, probably, maybe a replacement. Here's the data plate. So Daimler-Benz WDB 126 037 1203 1132. I can't find a regular VIN on this car, so that's why I'm really not sure what exactly is going on with it. But hey, maybe that's enough for someone to give us some info if they want to take a look. Or there's also this plate right here. So there you go. You can freeze frame that and check it out if you'd like. But you know, we do have these stickers that are kind of US automotive AC, conforms to SAE J639 and so forth. So I don't know, maybe European ones didn't have that. But pretty interesting. There would have been a lot of sound deadening here, which is mostly peeled off at this point. And it's still super solid. And I do love the wipers on the windshields. That's nice. Kind of gets the road grime off as you're tootling along on the Autobahn at 100 and whatever 40 something miles an hour. These are nice, the later wheels here. Instead of the early style, got the bunt style. These are the later ones, more of a flush face type wheel. In this case, they're 15 inches, 205 65 15s are the tires. And let's go around to the trunk before we take a look inside. Power antenna, very nice. Let's see, oh, it just opens up, but there's a button, a release button there. As per usual, the inside, actually, usually it's kind of a flat black. It looks more like a graphite gray in this case, but it could be black, just the lighting. Big trunk, lots of space, nicely finished still in this part, kind of a thick felt material. And then spare tire would have been down here, and you had a whole lot of luggage space for, well, lots of golf clubs usually in the US, or lots of luggage in Europe, or both, I suppose. So, but no folding rear seats in these. So, but this is nice. I mean, this is just super solid. It's just a big solid chrome metal piece here. At least the star is still on there, even though the badge is not. And then back here, we can actually take a look. This bumper is also the much thinner profile than the item we normally got in the US. So let's take a look inside. There we go. And you know, usually you'd have the VIN label would be here, and it's not. So not quite sure what's going on there. But look at this. You've got a blue MB-Tex, MB-Tex interior. Pretty good shape. Got a little tear here in the seat, and it's a little dirty. But this is very, very blue with wood. That is nice, or wood veneer. As usual, you have the Mercedes seat controls on the door panel, which is the best way to put them, the best place to put them. And then a nice comprehensive dash, big steering wheel. I'm driving a bus, but it's super confidence inspiring when you do drive these. I love the big wheel. And oh, it's a European market one, because here this is the cruise control stock, and it's all in German. So, and then here are the gauges, which this one says it has 107,490 miles on it. I don't know if they reset those when you bring one over and they put a US cluster in. I think they should, and they probably do, but who knows? So, but anyway, full instrumentation, which is nice, with an RPM gauge, clock, I mean, everything. Very, very nice. And then, you know, headlight controls are here, and then you pull it out for the different parking lamps, left and right. And then, you know, marker lights and headlights. And you have this knob here, which I'm not quite sure what it does. Someone can tell us again. Obviously, turn signal and windshield wipers. Turn for the wipers, up and down for the signal as usual. Parking brake, like an American car, is a foot brake. Lots of vents. And then if you ever wonder what's under the veneer, it's aluminum. So there's no aluminum plate. And oh, that's interesting. And then more wood underneath. So I guess it's wood, then with aluminum plate, and then the final veneer on top. That's kind of interesting. Well, it is to me anyway, but I assume it is to you guys as well. Let's take a look at the center stack here. You've got vents that, well, again, they are controllable individually. You've got a hazard light. Here's your AC. Everything's in Celsius. Sort of an automatic AC, which is nice. And this is actually nice because you can put it in automatic, but then instead of upping the fan speed, you just lower the temperature and it'll up the fan speed, obviously to compensate, trying to get it into the temperature range you want. And then if you want to slow it back down again, you just raise it up to where you're comfortable and it'll stop spinning. Very, very nice feature. Kind of fun to use, actually. Defroster. What's this knob? Is it antenna? Not sure. Like I said, this one's worn off, obviously used quite a bit. You had a tape deck here with a removable faceplate in this case, which is aftermarket. And then here you had the automatic gated shifter, PRND 3, 2, and then B, which is super low. And then, oh, this is, I think, the antenna for the rear. And then power seats. Yeah, and I think this is the power mirror control. Yeah, this is interesting. So I believe this is the power mirror control for the passenger side view. But the driver, where's the driver one? Well, the driver gets to do it manually. because Mercedes figured, you know what, you're sitting right here, you have a left hand, presumably, do it yourself. So I love that about Benz. It's so practical. You got a center, there we go, center armrest. It's in good shape here. And yeah, really nicely finished. It's held up well. And in this case, sun visor's up here. Got the little third visor, which is sort of a Mercedes hallmark. So blocks out the sun there. And then a very large sunroof. And I really like the kind of a linen pattern headliner. It's attractive. And check out the grab handles on every side, including the driver's side. And also check out, let's look at the rear seats now. My goodness, look at that footroom. There's a ton of space in here. And this one even has the little footrests that move around, so you put your feet on there. Very nice. You have HVAC in the back. A huge amount of leg room, like I said. Door panel is beautiful. You've got a window control and then a seat control, which I don't know. Someone will have to tell me about that also, so let us know. And a very large ashtray in the back with your own cigarette lighter, or cigar lighter, I guess. These nets always tend to give out in Mercedes-Benz after a while, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Because the rest of it does seem to hold together quite well. Do like that. And look at the ginormous handhold grab handles at the top. It's very cool in the back seat here. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else is there. There's a lot to see in this car. Let's go look at the passenger side, actually, because maybe there is something. Let's open the glove box and take a look in there. It's kind of the last thing I can think of. There's a lock. It opens. Little cup, or place your cup things, cutouts, sort of. Got a light in here that's falling out with a fuse. Not a big glove box, but nice with the wood trim. This is carpeted all the way up here. That's really nice. And thick floor mats. Man, really nice in here. Obviously this has been sitting for a while. It's getting a little cracked and stuff starting to come apart at the seams. But overall, this would have been a very nice car when it was still in operation. So anyway, if you liked what you saw, please do hit subscribe and like, leave comments, turn on notifications, and we will keep making these. Thank you. Bye-bye.